New York City is widely seen as one of the world's cultural capitals and is home to hundreds of museums, performing arts spaces, and historic landmarks. Although New York is one of the most diverse cities in the world, many famed city cultural landmarks celebrate and center dominant white cultures and histories at the expense of artists, historians, and creatives of color. This focus on white cultures has led to the erasure of the vast contributions and cultural development that people of color have made in the U.S. for centuries. These hundreds of years of centering the white experience in history and culture has contributed to a general understanding and acceptance of what Eddie Glaude Jr. in his biography of famed author James Baldwin called the lie. To Glaude, the lie is the belief that white people and their culture and history are superior to others, specifically Black Americans.
The lie is more properly several sets of lies with a single purpose. If what I have called the value gap is the idea that in America white lives have always mattered more than the lives of others, then the lie is a broad and powerful architecture of false assumptions by which the value gap is maintained. These are the narrative assumptions that support the everyday order of American life, which means we breathe them like air, we count them as truths, we absorb them into our character.
The lie, in combination with many actions taken by the United States federal government and states governments over many decades, has led Black Americans to experience huge inequities in regards to historical and cultural access and representation. One of these inequities is experienced by students in the United States education system. Public schools in America are funded by property taxes collected from homeowners in school districts. Districts with higher property values are able to collect more property taxes and better fund their schools. In school districts with lower property values, schools often receive less funding, and when budgets get cut in schools, art and music programs are oftentimes the first things to go. In The Hidden Cost of Being African American, Thomas Shapiro explores the educational inequities Black students and families face. Shapiro writes that
educational quality results primarily from where children live and the resources their parents can provide.
A history of redlining, restrictive covenants, and other spatial and economic inequities has led to people of color being concentrated in underserved, low property value neighborhoods. In a call to action issued on May 20th, 2016 by Janet Brown, President and CEO of Grantmakers in the Arts, in coordination with Richard Kessler, Executive Dean for College of Performing Arts at the New School, over a 30-year period, access to high-quality arts education virtually disappeared from our urban public schools, in districts that are and have been populated primarily by children of color. This has occurred while suburban school districts held steady. The seeds sown here have conspired to quash the pipeline of aspiring artists of color within the traditional, predominantly Western European performing and visual arts fields, while denying these students the benefits of a sound and basic education that includes the arts. It is nothing less than a tragedy. Multicultural Music Group, or MMG, is a nonprofit based out of the Bronx that is working to address the issue of centering white art, culture, and history by bringing multicultural music performances and education to New York City. MMG's mission is to create and present new symphonic music, promote research of hidden aspects of history, and to provide direct student instruction in multicultural instrumental music. MMG has 3 main programs: Symphonic Youth Program, Multicultural Music Encounters, and Professional Development. The Symphonic Youth Program provides instrumental music instruction to students in public schools across Manhattan, Staten Island, and the Bronx. The program focuses on fostering a lifelong passion for music through music and academic proficiency, social skills, and social justice awareness.
So what we try to do is to take the folkloric aspect and the urban setting, musical genres from different parts of the world, and we present it into the school settings to students so they will learn about different cultures through music. We teach mostly in Harlem, Washington Heights, the South Bronx, and the communities in the Lower East Side, which have mostly brown and black faces.
My name is Timofio Rosales. I've been an instructor with MMG for a couple of years now, I believe around 10 years. My mom used to be she's a violinist, and she used to be an instructor with a teacher as well through the organization. For me, as being from South America, Ecuador, it kind of drew us. Well, I guess me and my mom's organizations, because it kind of doesn't just give that strict classical or strict jazz. We kind of mix all together, and sometimes we play classical, sometimes we'll do jazz, and we'll do merengues or salsa, and that is always fun. At the end, you have to enjoy it. A lot of the kids, they connect with the music that we do, and sometimes we have, I call it the classics of multicultural, because we kind of do the same, not the same repertoire, but we have like 2 or 3 pieces that we kind of always play. And I actually like to kind of repeat that, because when you talk to different generations of the people who are in the program, they're like, "Oh, you played that as well?" And then they connect. It's all about having that social connectivity. So when they have somebody who might be from a different group or a different culture, they can connect to that, because now oh, wait a minute, when I was in this grade, so and so in this year, we played that, and then the conversation starts. And I believe that's very important in general for anybody to have that as a skill. We get kids from all different levels, and the kids, most of them actually come playing nothing. So we have to teach them theory, we have to teach them rudiments.
In order to include everybody, I do the arrangements. So we have like 2 levels: the people with more experience and the beginners. So everybody can play a part, a role. It's, we try to mimic like a good society where everybody comes together and actually can do something, create something bigger than themselves.
This year we got very lucky with the instructors that we have, and the kids connect very well. And to be honest, that's very important.
I've worked here for almost 5 years, and it has literally been a delight. I really enjoy it here. This school has had this program, and it's wonderful. It's really good to see it. They really do so good. It's almost like, you guys are doing it? like oh my gosh, like it's really profound. So it's amazing to see.
The stuff that energizes me, I would say, is when we all play together. And especially now, after a couple of months that they've been playing and working hard, I see them seeing we completed one song, we completed another song, and them wanting to do more. They're like, when are we gonna do more? Some of the students that are in there, they never played, let's say, the flute or the tenor saxophone, and now they're sounding like real players. And that for me that's it. That gives me that enjoyment, to see productivity being done and the result. Some of them asking me at the end, how can I get better? In this area, to have that student to come up to you, that means that it's making an impact in them.
If something happens that we tell the students at the beginning, we tell them at the end, or after a while, you will be touching each other without physically touching. And that touching means that we start feeling the vibrations of music. That's why music is just a tool. So by using music, we do that particular aspect of connecting by feeling the vibration. And that makes them see, actually, or perceiving, and be a little more alert to know how I can feel you without asking you how you feel.
Music is an art form, and sometimes we detach the human factor of music from the technical aspect. Both are very important. But when you have a program where probably we are not making like conservatory students, but our focus is to create sensitive people, people with principle, with people with humanity, and through music we can accomplish that. And at the same time, we will give in some tools musically as well.
For Multicultural Music Encounters, MMG commissions and features composers from different cultures to write a symphonic piece that represents their identity and history. The program centers on uplifting and providing a platform for underrepresented voices in the symphonic setting.
Every year we have from 2 to 3 composers that prepare a full orchestra piece at the professional level.
We have 2 components. We have a small ensemble program, which we do from 10 to 12 concerts a year. And at the end of the fiscal year, which is in June, we have usually two orchestra concerts. So we have a professional orchestra of 45 to 50 members. And we usually commission composers from this area relevant to the topics. For example, this year we are presenting a perspective in Afro-Argentina. Last year we had the topic of borders, for example. And we talk about the border of Mexico and the US, Venezuela and Colombia, Dominican Republic, and Haiti. And we explore a little bit of the repertoire of those geographical areas and talk a little bit about the issues going there.
Multicultural Music Group holds professional development workshops that provide information and training to students, artists, and professionals in education on how to understand MMG's Playing History curriculum. To learn more about Multicultural Music Group, find out about their upcoming performances, and watch past ones, visit multiculturalmusic.org.